Alrighty, welcome to the first game here between BacT in the blue, playing as the Indians, and Slam in the red, playing as the Huns. Alrighty, so this is the first game of the second set of the day. It's the round of 32, no, round of 16, right, of King of the Desert 4. Between two very strong players as well. This is bound to be a good set. I have high hopes for this one for sure. I think Slam and BacT as players are probably close in skill level. Close enough where this could be a banger of a set. This might even go to 5 games. Who knows? I really don't know because it's live, obviously. So, let's have a chat about the map. Let's have a chat about the civilizations before we go into anything else. Before the players start attacking each other, and they will start attacking each other quite quickly. These are pro players after all. Let's just start with BacT map here. BacT in the blue. I'm good with that. I can see that. So we have a forward-ish berries here. It's on a hill, and look at this hill. Wow, look at this hill right now. It's like he's surrounded, and it's the same thing for Slam. What? Wow, King of the Desert Arabia is already a tricky generation right there. Both players basically surrounded. It's like, what map is that? There is a map in the map pool that is all about, that has this as well, where you're basically you start surrounded by hills. That's what I meant before. Exactly, right? It's a bit hilly. Yeah, you weren't joking. A bit hilly, a bit hilly. That must be the euphemism of the century right there. Oh my god. Okay, well, it's going to be a bit hilly, but at least it's hilly for both sides, right? So it's fair at that. And do you see what this is as well? Only 2 wood lines, really. I mean, this wood line is quite far away. It's the same for both players as well. Understatement, yeah, man. Jesus. This is gonna be some aggression on this map. This can't be just a sit back wall and boom map. It really isn't. It really isn't. And it's the same way for both players. Although you would slightly favor Slam's map here because his wood lines are more to the back, whereas BacT's wood lines are all forward, really. Like, these wood lines are tricky, but at least the hill's not behind the wood line. It's, because then archers and towers would do more damage, so alrighty. As we have a pre-milled rush now from BacT, he's going to go for some early aggression there. Using Indians, not that Indians particularly helps you in the early game with that. There's no shorefish to be taken here. I'm not actually seeing any... No pawns, no box turtles, so no extra bonus for Indians. Of course, your villages get cheaper as you age up, but that's not the case in Dark Age, so we'll see. Hey, I mean... Can you imagine that this game has been around for so long and a pre-milled rush only started popping up in the last few years? I love it how a game that is 20 years old, that people are still devising new strategies here, still finding new build orders that make stuff like this possible. And the pre-milled rush is a tight build order, it really is, so we'll see. Also, the first game in a row that starts with a pre-milled rush, except this time it is the top-seeded player who's going to go for that. So let's see if Slam is going to figure that out. The problem is, Slam is not aware of this yet. He is going to try to scout back, but he's going the wrong way. Aye. Of course, he can't know that. You like the Harris Lithuanian one? I really do like it, because it is exactly like it, except Lithuanian's drush, of course, is a lot easier because of that extra food. Like, a pre-milled drush is a lot easier with Lithuanians. You can even go for a 3-minute drush, which is crazy. Although, honestly, a 3-minute drush seems to set back your economy more so than it really damages your opponent's economy, so I don't know about that. In any case, the militia making their way to Slam's base, Slam immediately reacting to that. He still hasn't found BacT's base yet, but of course, now has the confirmation that, yes, militia are on their way. It's only 2 militia because affording a third one is too much, right? It's too much gold to be taken as well. So yeah, it's hard to afford that. He might still add a third one. We'll see. Yeah, Slam reacting with a barracks of his own, has walled in his villages on the wood line as well. It's a bit of extra idle time. It's a bit of extra wood investment as well. But yeah, I don't think that these villagers can get attacked right now. This is fine. He's now going to finish the palisade wall because you want to make sure that the armor on that is complete as well. As we don't have any attack noises for some reason. Now we do. I don't know, sometimes it sounds a little bit wonky and capture rate. I don't know why that is, but it's okay. Okay, now we have attack again. Very good. Is Slam still scouting around? Has found BacT by now. Obviously, BacT knows exactly where Slam is, so... But Slam isn't a few late. BacT still a minute away. It's going to drop a stable now as well. Instead of defending with Militia, that wouldn't make a lot of sense anyways. Yeah, and this again the second. This is the exact same scenario as the first game. Actually, it's like these players were watching and copying each other, man. As looks like BacT is actually taking some extra ostrich food with his villagers. Very nice. Is also adding more militia, so it's going to be 4 men-at-arms in the next stage as well. The exact same strategy, man. This must be like an actual build order then, huh? Oh, but the quick wall on the hill failing for some reason. There was a hole, and Slam being pushed off the berries on the other side as well. Ay, that sucks. Because that is the kind of delay that you want to cause with your militia. And Slam probably not very happy with that. Still a little bit on berries, berries being a very important food source in the early game. Because you're going for scouts. It's very food intensive. You're not Magyars after all with the cheaper scouts. Like every line is discounted, of course. Now it's men-at-arms. Now you have 3, not 4. I guess he cancelled the 4th one. It's 3 men-at-arms now. Men-at-arms, of course, very tanky nowadays because they have 1 melee armor now. So they are actually way better against scouts than they used to be. So not a fight that the scout... Yeah, you don't want to just take this fight indiscriminately there. Oh, but BacT though. You want to kill this weak scout. Kill the weak scout. Gets the scout, gets that scout. Okay, so 2 scouts down. That's pretty decent. It's pretty decent, but I think for investing in a men-at-arms upgrade, you probably wanted to have a bit more value out of that than just killing 2 scouts, honestly. I think... especially causing delay time, right, to get your archers out. But because it looks like the Indian player not going to go for scouts himself, he's trying to go for some archer shenanigans. Even a skirmisher? Don't get a skirmisher back. Why? You're up against scouts. I don't know, man. Like, the start for BacT hasn't been the greatest, honestly. Man-at-arm rush didn't do the trick, honestly. Like the drush was fine. The drush was fine. He actually delayed the berries a little bit. That was okay. He'll still cause some quick walls, some house walls here and there. That's fine. But the man-at-arm rush didn't do anything but kill 2 scouts. And now Slam is going to be very happy running some scouts through BacT's economy. And BacT is making skirmishers right now. He doesn't quite have the gold to afford one range production because there's only 3 villagers on gold. That's not enough. You want 4 villagers on gold at the least to afford that, and preferably 5. Which is why he's had to go for some skirmishers, which is dangerous against a player who could potentially make more scouts, especially if Slam sees that, right? If he sees that there's a bunch of skirms in there as well, he might be motivated to make some more scouts here. And BacT is still making skirms, so I don't know. He's adding a bunch of farms already. He's at 7 farms for now, but of course, yeah, Slam, scout players, man. Your food economy is going to be awesome. He's walling to the edge of the map. He's trying to get himself walled, protect his base here. Still hanging out with scouts, looking for some vill kills, but I don't think he's going to get too many of those. As Slam makes his way forward, trying to hit, did I say Slam? I meant BacT. BacT making his way forward, trying to hit Slam's economy, getting fletching right now as well, right in time. And Slam, it's almost as if he knew. It's almost as if he knew because these skirmishers are right at the right moment at the right time. If they kill this spearman, then the scouts could come back and maybe mop up that army. But the scouts, for now, still harassing BacT's base. And yeah, BacT sees the skirmishers. Yeah, isn't able to do a lot of damage to Slam here. It's 33 villagers, so it's completely even in that regard. But score lead for Slam, and I can see why. KD is a bit better for him. Doesn't want to take fight against the Spearman, obviously. Doesn't have Bloodlines yet. That's an important upgrade to get if you're going to fight against the Spearman with Scouts. Although, not sure if Slam wants to go for that. Honestly, with this many villagers on gold already as well, probably is just going to try to get at the castle age as fast as possible here. It wouldn't surprise me. At 6 villagers on gold, you could even drop 1 villager like that. I think the standard is 5. I'm not here to question pro players' strategies, honestly. Unless it's very suspect. Like making skirmishes against the scout player. I don't know. Nice, of course, BacT is also adding a lot of farms as well. He's at 14 farms already. So again, both players, neither side wants to commit to feudal age too much here. I think both players just want to go up to the castle age as fast as they can, which is why it's only one archery range for BacT as well. You know, like it's not two archery ranges for a long time was the standard, but the fact is that a one range skirmishers easily counters two range archers if you play it well. So that's why it's less common now, as one spearman here only. If Slam snipes that spearman, or he's actually going for the archers first. I like that a lot. Archers down already. Those are the real dangerous units here, because they can actually kill villagers and scouts. And now the skirmishers have to run away from the scouts that were still kept alive from the early feudal age. And this is why I said it's kind of suspect to make skirmishers against a player that still has scouts in the field. And BacT is paying the price for that now. And Slam is loving life right now. Didn't take any damage, and now mopping up whatever military BacT still had on the field. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. Looking really good here for BacT, as we have a raid from Paradox, man. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. Also, welcome everyone. We are casting King of the Desert 4, as you probably know as well. Raiding party. Yeah, man. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. As BacT now defending the front of his base with some archers, but again, you're up against the massive skirmishes, and like I said, Slam with his good economy is going to get up the castle stage. Clicks up a good 10 seconds before BacT here. For now, as far as I'm concerned, BacT is a bit behind. I mean, the score tells you, but also the KD tells you. I mean, the fights have just been so much better for Slam. It's just a bit of decision making from BacT where it's just kind of like, maybe not the best here. Also hasn't fully walled his base yet. Is doing so now, right? He's doing so now, trying to keep himself safe. But Slam on his way to castle age is just going to that tower. Who's towering? Oh, man! I didn't even see that. That blends in so well. That is a tower. A tower that I'm sure BacT would have liked to have on the gold now, but actually it's right down here to protect his farms. That is a suspect tower indeed. And of course, it's not an ideal tower. Now, that does mean that he can add another town center in the next age. As you can see, only 75 stone now. And look at the harassment, man. This must be the worst job in the world. You're a gold miner and you're just getting javelins thrown at you. Yeah. I don't... Yeah, these villagers aren't very happy about that. I can tell you that. That much. As Slam is about to hit castle age, let's see what he's going to go for. Oh boy. 3 archery ranges. We know what that means. That means cavalry archers in the next age. And why not? If you have a lead over your opponent, it is a very smart choice to go for cavalry archers over crossbows, especially with Indians. You know, they just do better. Although, still going to get the crossbow upgrade because you have 10 archers on the field. It would be a waste to not upgrade them. Especially if you can even increase your lead a little bit more. Hit the wood line from the back. Yes, this is perfect play from Slam here. As BacT made one scout here to try to take out these skirmishers. At the same time now, though, our crossbows in the wood line, which looked like it was safe, but not so much anymore. One villager does go down. The first eco KD of the game as well. As you can see, the first eco kill right there. Yeah, and this is a problem. This is a problem for BacT because these are his 2 safe wood lines. Yeah, both players started with few wood lines this time around. As you can see, this wood line is quite far away. So BacT has got some wood problems for sure, man. Got some wood problems. Camel coming out. So it's going to be camels for the Indian player for now then. Camels, of course, with Indians have that extra pierce armor that they just get because they're Indians. So they're definitely the best camels to use against archers. This is true. But oh boy. They still cost gold, and BacT getting pushed off of his gold now. We'll have to get his he's going to try to defend with skirmishers here, but remember that Slam also has skirmishers to fight with. So it's not like this is just crossbows, so he's actually fine taking this fight as well. Still having a little micro battle in the middle here. Little engagement, but I don't think BacT is probably going to pay a lot of attention to that. Instead, it's just running away. And it's looking so good for Slam right now. With the position. Denying the gold for now. As you can see, no more camels being created because he can't quite afford that. It's skirmishers for now. He just has to defend, has to hold his position. Now, it is troubling, right? It is troubling if you are a cavalry archer player and your opponent's going to go for a lot of skirmishers, because cavalry archers aren't really the best unit to fight against skirms. Skirms still get bonus damage versus cavalry archer too, as you can see. Not as much as they get against archers, so it's not the best counter, right? But still. Yeah, so it is not a... yeah, Slam losing a few cavalry archers. Probably not what he wanted there, but hey, it's fine, it's fine. As the tower is pushing away these archers. Yay, see, the tower isn't completely useless. It's doing its job, right? There you go. Yeah, I mean, compare the military count as well, right? 30 military for Slam on the field right now. 13 only for BacT. So it's just the military control. The military control is not there for BacT, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Exactly, great foresight. He knew that was going to happen. As now the crossbows coming in from the back. So much wood economy is here, and BacT calls to GG. What a total domination from Slam this game. Man, I mean, he comes in here as the lower seeded player. Like, people are expecting BacT to win this game, but instead it is BacT. It is Slam here who is winning the first game. 1-0 now for Slam. Wow. And how well played was this? He did such a great job, man. And just some decision makings here and there from BacT that just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Making skirmishers against a player that had scouts on the field that were still alive. You know, not towering your gold. You know, because if you're going to go for camels, you still need the gold there. And my God. Go Slam. I guess we have some Slam fans in chat then, huh? I mean, honestly, aren't people likely to root a little bit for the underdog? Although, as from this play, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was Slam who is actually, in fact, the lower seeded player here between the two. He is, though. He is. But great play from Slam. And BacT will have to reconsider his strategy for the next game and maybe really get... take things up a notch if he wants to beat Slam, you know, because Slam is a great player, honestly. Tournament Slam has not done well in the past, and this is true, right? This is true. So it'd be awesome if Slam could actually make it into the top 8. I'm sure he wants to. I'm pretty sure that he wants to get into the top 16 and then maybe even make it further in this tournament. Hoping he can do well here too. Yeah. But of course, I'm hoping for 5 games here, and I said at the start that this was going to be a close game. So honestly, but especially KD, look at that early KD usually isn't going to look too pretty here for because well, there's not a lot of military on the field, but look at that KD, 35-18, great stuff, double the army high. I mean, even if Slam can make it to top 16, that is a great performance for his part as well, you know. And he has been working hard. He's been playing a lot lately, you know, especially late when I'm still watching Twitch. So I've seen him play. I know he's been improving a lot. So this is great. It's good that practice is paying off as well. Vil counts were very even, but the military counts weren't there. And looking at the KD, at the APM, very similar. Hey, they're both equally fast. So, welcome to this would be the second game between Slam and BacT, and this is a recorded version of that game, because that game, of course, was not finished yesterday. It was finished somewhere today, probably, when BacT had internet back. Man, I've made that joke so many times yesterday, and I'm not going to do it today, because that just gets old. In any case, we have, in the red, we have Slam going for Vietnamese, I remembered that, and we've got BacT going for Berbers, a very strong civilization, but Vietnamese is not really the civ that Berbers would be countering. More casting, you are what we say, Manika. You mean a maniac, huh? He's a maniac, oh no. Lel. No, I like to do this, man. I like it. It's only been almost 9 hours. What are you talking about? That's not long. That's normal. Okay, I would have signed off already had it not been for this game, but I committed to this yesterday, and I want to finish this because I really want to know who wins this, right? I want to know who wins this between Slam and BacT, because the expectation was BacT should win this, but Slam is ahead by 1 point. And BacT, when the game crashed, it wasn't looking very good for BacT either. That's not a spoiler, that's just kind of the fact, right? It didn't look good for BacT, that was the fact. Alrighty, in any case, we'll just have to basically redo our talk that we did yesterday. And this is fine, helps me get into the set again, you know, get a feel for the players and the play styles again. This is totally fine. No problem with that. Any case, so what Slam will be doing here, and I remember him doing that, of course. He will be trying to get to crossbows as fast as he can, as the archer player. Vietnamese, they are not the best civilization in the world, win rate-wise, options-wise either. They're not a bad civilization anymore. They used to be a meme. Like, Vietnamese were very bad, but they're actually pretty solid nowadays. The fact that you can see your opponent's DC is pretty sweet because now Slam already knew exactly where BacT was. Easy to scout around what your opponent is going to do without running into their DC. No problem there. And now, and look, this is the joke that I made yesterday. The scout comes back all the way, all the way from the other side. This is actually a goat. So it comes all the way back, and what does Slam do? Immediately brings in those zebra, because this is just Slam things, man. He likes his hunt. He really does, and I let the man hunt, right? Let him, if he wants to push all the zebra in. Go for it, and you can see how smooth that went, right? Like almost no pause either. Like, geez, like this guy knows his pushing. It definitely does. Anyway, having that said, let's look over at backspace a little bit, or should I just finish up talking about? Well, I mean, I guess I could talk about the berries being forward and on a hill, which is kind of sus, the wood lines being quite far apart, and there's 3 of them, although this 4th one might count as a wood line as well. Okay, so basically 4. Basically in a box that you could wall. Has a back goal, so it's not the worst base in the world here for Slam. As for BacT, has a back gold as well. This is a technically safe gold, right? And I'm pretty sure that's an H again. That's also Harris gold. Man, Harris got a lot of gold claims here and there. H marks the spot, huh? Now, why I'm saying technically save gold, you'll see. Now, has 4 wood lines as well if you compare it to Slam's base. So it's a comparable base, except that BacT does have berries to the back. And this was actually something that I pointed out yesterday. It's kind of like, that's some interesting walling right there. So what this basically does, it funnels units to your TC. If they come from this side, right, they run into this little wall you got going on here. And they have to go into the TC, and from this side the same way, and in the middle same way. It's still weird walling, but hey, if it works, it works. We'll see. Slam hasn't really walled yet so far. I mean, he will probably do that at some point, because if you're Vietnamese, not walling is risky, right? You're gonna have to keep yourself safe if you're not gonna wall, and that's something that Slam will probably have to do as well. Now, the fact is, yeah, he's gonna go for men-at-arms. That was what I was gonna ask. Is he gonna go for men-at-arms? Of course he is, because you're Vietnamese. You know exactly where to send them as well. There's no way you haven't scouted your opponent at this point. It's not the worst bonus in the world. So those men-at-arms will slowly make their ways to back space. Now, BacT is Berber, so what is he gonna do? He's gonna try to get up the castle age as fast as possible, obviously. If you thought that Goth players wanted to get to Imperial Age as fast as possible, and Breton players wanted to get to castle age for their crossbows, Berber players want to be in castle age real bad. That is when they get the cheaper cavalry, especially knights and camels, which allows you to spam a whole lot of them, and that is indeed a nice place to be. But until then, you have to kind of survive, in the meantime. As BacT is aware that this is coming his way. You can see this, right? He can see this, so he knows it's coming. He's going to drop his stable now, kind of half blocking his farms a little, future farms a little bit. He's going to defend himself with scouts for it now. Right, well, the thing, again, we have seen this time again, that going scouts against men-at-arms is risky. It's risky, because you need those scouts. Those scouts serve 2 purposes, really, right? There's a bit of scouting, there's a bit of map control, there's also to snipe villagers, do damage to your opponent. If you fight men-at-arms, you're basically failing both those purposes. 1, you're not scouting around, and 2, you are fighting men-at-arms, which your opponent's not going to care about, and by the time that the follow-up comes up, you have to defend against that with fewer scouts, and you're not able to get any damage in against your opponent's archers. So sometimes sending your scouts forward instead of defending at home is the better play. It depends, of course, on the situation, on the type of player you're up against. But yeah, it's not always the best idea to just trade your scouts versus the men-at-arms, because scouts have a purpose beyond fighting men-at-arms, right? They're useful to snipe villagers here and there. They're very mobile. They can run away out of situations that men-at-arms cannot. And now also a smart thing here from Slam, he knows that as well, and he's going to make it even worse. He's going to make it an even worse trade here for BacT. As BacT wants to come in here and fight the Man-at-Arms now, waited for 4 scouts, that's a good number, and now there's a Spearman, see that right there? He wants to commit to the fight, Spearman arrives, and now suddenly that doesn't work anymore. An Archer comes out as well, and now suddenly your villagers on this wood line aren't very safe anymore. As BacT is committing to the fight, he's kind of distracting his army a little bit so he can maybe run away with his villagers. That does work. These are speedy Berber villagers after all, but still kind of delayed half the wood line here a little bit. And Slam is also controlling this nice hill right in front of BacT's base, denying its gold, denying half the wood line. It's looking good for Slam again, even though the score would tell you otherwise. I think there's a sip of water there. And definitely got to keep hydrated after almost 9 hours. Jesus Christ. BacT now taking the fight, using skirmishers. That will definitely help you fight against these men-at-arms. It will help you fight, but it doesn't necessarily win you the fight, as the men-at-arms getting a lot of kills as well. Lots of scouts go down at the end of the day. And now, look at this. All the scouts have gone down. This is a disaster for BacT. Disaster. This is what I'm telling you. Because now suddenly these scouts, which have great offensive capability, are dead. And now your opponent, is still happily chipping away at your skirmishers, because why not? You got a scout. And in all this time, no counter damage against Slam's base. Slam has gone for the small walls here to keep his base as safe as possible. But this is just clean play from Slam, and now he can come forward with archers, and there's just a few skirmishers on the field for BacT to defend. There's no scouts on the field anymore. So getting 3 scouts with getting all the scouts with 3 men-at-arms is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Let's see how this game is gonna go from here. Of course, I will have to know a little bit about it. I still remember kind of what happened from yesterday. If I remember correctly, before the drop, it was basically GG already. Yeah, pretty much. But let's not spoil it. Let's spoil it. Huh? I mean, nah, I'm just kidding. I mean, you will probably know. It was, honestly, once that happened, it wasn't looking good. I at first thought that BacT was typing GG, and that's why he was not reacting to anything. Yeah, he had dropped, of course. Then I thought he had dropped because it was just too bad. No way that BacT would make a mistake like that. But it was already bad at that point. As Slam sees where BacT is taking gold. Now remember, this is a technically safe gold, but if you don't wall the top, you don't wall the bottom, if you don't keep yourself safe, then this gold is as unsafe as any other gold. It's still on the back of your base out in the open. It's not a very safe gold. Slam even wrote in chat asking, I remember that, he wrote like, you there? You there? I mean, he didn't believe it either. And so, oh boy. Slam bringing those archers, hiding them in the corner basically. This is the same thing that Hera did, just the other set. Hide your archers a little bit, wait for an opportune moment to strike, and then come right back around when your opponent is looking for your archers the other way. Look where these skirmishers are going. They're going to the left, but guess what? The archers are right here on your gold. These are archers with fletching as well. 1 villager going down, the first villager kill of the game, and it could be a second one in a second here. Now you see the skirmishers are being brought back. Second villager going down, and yeah, this is just really good play from Slam. Avoiding his opponent as good as he can, and then showing up at an inopportune moment with his archers. As BacT is trying to wall the stone gate this, to stop these archers from running away, but these archers don't want to run away. They want to kill more villagers. You keep your vills around, that's what they want. As almost gets that 4th villager, but yeah, 3 villagers down for BacT, and in the early game that matters so much. As now that army gets there. Right, it was completely out of position. And now on the other side here, BacT tries to finish the wall, but that wall isn't finished because the villager that is trying to go for it is getting sniped. I don't think he's not gonna get that though, because the spearman is gonna push that away. Yeah, Slam is just gonna run right out of there. That's an extra scout that he made, by the way. Yeah, see, there's a stable in the back, just in case he needed a knight or two, to stop the skirmishers from massing. Now, we got another archer range now for Slam. He's thinking about going up the castle age. You can tell by the resources. The same thing for BacT. Actually has a bit more food than Slam, but it's going to be really close. They're probably going to click up around the same time. But it's mostly skirmishers on the field for for BacT. Not really the unit that he probably ideally we would want to go for in Castle Age with Berbers, right? As BacT clicks up first, but Slam is like 5 seconds behind, so it's totally fine. Now BacT is gonna try to go for a counter attack here, and this is the question, right? What is Slam going to do with those 8 archers he has in his base? He can try to stop this counter attack, or he can try to sneak around this army, which he doesn't know is coming, by the way. He's not aware of this. He's gonna see it now. And now he sees it kind of. Oh wow, he just missed that actually. As this lion is well, the spearman is going to have a little 1v1 with the lion in the meantime. Anyways, yeah, Slam's army is moving out to the right. Look at this. This is something that it takes so much game sense, right? To recognize when you should do this. When your opponent comes forward with an army like this, the instinct tells you we should immediately go and send all our forces back to defend. And Slam is like, nah, mate, I'm just going to attack. I'm just going to attack. Not even in Castle Age yet as well. You know, normally, I mean, I would be inclined to keep my military at home, but Slam trusts his ability to keep this army outside of his walls. You know, keep it out of the palisade walls, keep it away from his wood line, forcing it into the TC fire if it gets close to this. And in the meantime, these archers are making their way to BacT base. BacT was getting another stable up because he wants knights. He really wants Berber knights, cheap Berber knights, but as Slam actually sold his stone as well, so no more town centers for Slam. He wants to get some more food out so he can buy all the upgrades that he needs here, because he probably recognized that, okay, because of all this delay, I don't actually have the food necessary to get all my upgrades. And now BacT is aware that this is coming. Like, as you can see, he's sending away his villagers. He knows that these archers are here. He can see them. He got town watch as well. But seeing isn't countering. You can see your opponent's army, but if you don't have an army to defend yourself, you're still screwed. As Slam at the same time pushing away his opponent's force with skirmishes of his own, which will be elite skirm soon enough. Now BacT is not going to get that upgrade. He's not going to get that upgrade because it's too expensive and he wants knights, but look at over here. No skill boarding and no bloodlines. And I said this yesterday. I can't believe that BacT is making this many knights without skill boarding. Like, without chainmail, okay, I can see that. That I can see. But without this first armor upgrade, these knights can die to skirmishers. It's just not ideal. Not ideal at all. And it's very expensive still as well. I mean, I know they're cheaper with Berbers, but not that cheap. It's not like throw away for free cheap. Now, Slam is just going to hold this hill. Like I said, the technically safe gold, which is not very safe, as you can see. And BacT has no gold right now. And if you don't have gold, you can't make Berber cavalry. Like, Berber cavalry is cheap, but not that cheap. It's not like Polish cavalry. And even Polish cavalry is not 15 gold cheap. And nope. Now the micro from Slam is pretty on point. Loses 1 crossbow but takes out 2 skirmishers, which do not have the second armor upgrade, which is quite important if you're fighting crossbows in Castle Age, because they do a significant amount of damage. Double actually, because of that. It's a 2 instead of 1 attack. Makes all the difference in the world. The knights are somewhere. Where the knights go? Oh, they're dead. Right, they died somewhere else. Never mind, we didn't actually see that. I think last time I was looking at the knights, this time I'm looking at the archer micro in the back of BacT's base. As I know BacT is still working with the counter, should in the end still kill these crossbows, but the amount of value that Slam was able to get out of these was pretty good. As now BacT wants to wall in these crossbows so Slam cannot escape, and Slam will know that as well. He's gonna try to snipe the villager, but it's not get her, so now he is stuck. He is stuck over here, so he's just gonna lose these. Crossbows. Micro them a little bit, but there we go. Whoop. Another army here coming forward now from Slam, because when one army goes down, the next one should immediately follow that up. As BacT sends his, the archers he had left, he's sending them to the other side to see if he can get some damage done maybe at Slam's base. Because remember, these archers still could do damage, in theory. I mean, there's still 5 archers with Botkin arrow. They can kill villagers, for sure. It's just not likely they will do a whole lot of damage here. So, I mean, Slam probably is going to defend with some skirmishes of his own at home. As he's getting ballistics, will allow him to snipe villagers with more ease. And BacT, the Berber player, is still stuck defending with defending with skirmishers. That's the second game, by the way. I think he did this the first game as well. He's just stuck with defending with counter units, and you're not really pressuring your opponent as the archers now go down. Most of them, at least, to the crossbows that are chasing him across the map. And BacT forcing his way in here. I mean, Slam has a lot of skirmishers of his own, and he does have the second armor. No, he actually doesn't have the second archer armor upgrade. Okay, never mind. Neither player got that upgrade. It is, it's not the most, not the most critical upgrade to get anyway, so it's okay. It's okay. We have a mangonel in the field somewhere. Oh, it's coming to the back to fight there as well. Some siege coming back to defend against this push from Slam now, who has actually added a knight himself. A knight also without any upgrades whatsoever. Vietnamese knight. It's not going to do a whole lot, but it might try to go for a mangonel there. Ooh, and having a knight on the field just for that purpose. Look at that, just for that purpose. But without any upgrades, as you can see, doesn't do too well against the skirmishers as well. Look how fast it died to that. Mangonel stays alive, has to heal, so Slam has to run away, but that's a choke point, but BacT shoots, misses, and now Slam will be able to run away here. At the same time, crossbows coming in at the technically safe gold, which is again unsafe, as BacT has to leave his one gold, the one safe gold he has, by the way. The other one is here, and here has to leave it again, and without gold, you can't make siege, you can't make cavalry. Now, when we talk to the Vil count, it's 58 to 63. So BacT is technically ahead in the Vil count. Both players are on... Well, actually, BacT is on 2 TCs. Slam is on 3 TCs. So he's been catching up with BacT. As BacT is now trying to fight with knights. But look at that. No armor. No bloodlines. And the knights are just going to go down. 5 crossbows, right? 4 crossbows and a skirmisher should not be able to kill 4 knights. That should not be possible. But these knights are going down because there's no armor on them. Even here, it's still competitive a little bit. Right? These 3 crossbows could kill these knights. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen. But it's because there's no armor on these knights whatsoever. And I just find it hard to believe that that was on purpose. Like I'm just going to save on that upgrade because I don't want to waste resources kind of thing. I don't think so. I think he just forgot about the upgrade. He wasn't planning on getting the second armor upgrade, and as soon as he wants to get that second armor upgrade, he's going to realize he doesn't have the first. And that's what I'm thinking. As now the archers make their way into BacT's base once more. BacT is finally getting some knight upgrades now. Bloodlines is a good start. It's a good start to, add 20 HP to these knights, because these knights are getting slaughtered right now. Absolutely slaughtered. We got not a panic TC, but a TC to keep yourself safe in the back of BacT's base. He's also fighting with skirmishers and siege again on this hill. So we have 2 little hills here, and Slam also positioning himself on the opposite hill. Splits micro again, splits against this mangonel, does it again, dodging the shots, and the mangonel goes down. Now BacT still has the hill, but lacks the numbers. More numbers for Slam here right now. I think that's a little bit of runner micro as well. Villagers just running everywhere as we have crossbows on the gold. Once more, again denying this gold from BacT. Again, this is like the 5th time this game. That's why I keep calling it the technically safe gold. Now, in the end, this was a decent fight here for BacT. He thinned out the numbers for Slam a lot as well. That makes that was pretty good for him. But look at this economy for BacT. Look at it. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Like, these villagers don't have anywhere to go, really. You don't want to have this many on wood. There's 41 villagers on wood right now. Nothing on gold. That's not really the eco balance that I think that BacT was going for here. He's trying to get some kills with the Scorpion, but nope. Thumbring coming in now for the Vietnamese player. Vietnamese player, of course, has more armor. More HP on his crossbow, so they stay alive a bit longer. These knights still do not have a single armor upgrade, so they still die quite quickly here. Skirmishers pushing away this army now, and in the meantime, Slam just putting a castle in the middle there to create himself a nice position to push from. It threatens his gold, doesn't deny it though, but it's undeniably a nice position in the middle. His BacT is now going to drop a town center on his gold on the woodline on the other side, but Slam sees it. He sees it and he's like, oh, that's nice. That's a nice Christmas gift for me. And he's like, that's cute. And starts shooting some villagers. But he cannot deny this. This town center will go up. Yeah, so Slam is just going to run away from this now. Didn't get too much value out of that. But the eco KD is 11-0. The vill count is 89-91. It's just looking really good for Slam, isn't it? It's just looking really good for Slam. And we're about to get to a moment that... yeah, was kind of critical as well. As now the castle takes out a lot of these skirmishers, Slam microing this away, sending these skirmishers to the left of his base. I mean, back. I keep mixing up the names, man. I must have been the 9 hours of casting, honestly. You'll just have to indulge me on that one. Still, the right side of BacT's base, not walled, and these crossbows are making their way into BacT's base as well. Oh boy, oh boy. They are kind of similar, right? They're both 4 letters, both, so, both of them have an A in them as well. I don't know. Mangonel goes down without too much effort. And this is the moment that we were talking about. This. Because, look. BacT can see this, right? This is not a surprise to him. Why are the villagers not moving? Why are they not moving? Right? Look at this. This should not happen. As Slam clicks up the Imperials. This should not happen. Look at this. This kind of slaughter doesn't happen at the pro level. It just doesn't, right? Like, there's no way that BacT didn't see this. And when we saw this yesterday, and when Slam saw this, he said, you dare, because we just didn't believe it. And indeed, Slam no there. BacT no there. He wasn't there. He had dropped at this point. BacT had some internet issues. This is where the games ended. This is where my cast ended yesterday as well, because we didn't have the rest of the game. But today we do have the rest of the game. So we will have to restore anytime soon, as now, yeah, BacT dropped, and there we go. Now, let's keep our fingers crossed, because the question is, where is this restore going to take off? And it's going to depend on whose restore it is. If it's Slam's restore or whether it's BacT's restore. Because that of BacT will be before this. That of Slam will be after this. And if it's after the restore, after the fact, when you just lost almost 20 villagers, not even 20, I think even 25. That's not really a game you really want to play anymore, I'd say. So, now the fact that there is a second part of the game tells me that it might have been BacT's restore. So let's hope for that, right? Because that would kind of suck. That's not BacT's fault. So, here we go. Go to that second part of the game now. Boom. Alright, let's see. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is where the restore starts. Yes, alrighty. So this is probably where BacT already dropped then. And look, now he's paying attention to this. These villagers are not just gonna get shot down without trying to run away. And now he reacts. See, it's still not the most ideal reaction, but at least it's something. It's something, right? It's something to do something about these crossbows. He's running away from it, not letting himself get slaughtered like this. That's not how Slam wants to win the game either. Don't forget to update the score. Oh, we're still in the second game. Don't worry. But Slam getting attacked by 2 mangonels, and this is much better for BacT now, because BacT he was very much aware of what was going to happen now. It's like he knew the future. It's like he knew exactly what was going to happen in his base. It's because he did. It's like that sneaky team in Virgo Cup. Remember, there was a drop in like a critical fight, and then one team. Did it say Hera Zupi on the transit? Oh, that score. Right. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. I'll fix that. No worries. I'll do that in between the next set. We have a little fight over here as the knights trying to get to the castle. BacT is finally getting chain barding armor as well, so the knights can finally start fighting against Castle Age military, but Slam has clicked up the imp. So, you finally get the second armor upgrade as Slam is now still microing against these mangonels. Ooh, gets a shot in the face. That was a fun late reaction. That's like Internet Explorer reaction, right? It's like, boom, split. What was I saying again about Virgo Cup? Oh yeah, right. There was one team, there was a drop, and then there was a giant fight in the middle of the map on Kanagawa, right? And one team member stayed in the game, he didn't drop. And he didn't resign either. He was just waiting for the fight to end. And then when the fight ended, he saw that his team was going to lose that fight. So then when the restore happened, they didn't take the fight. That was very sneaky. Very sneaky. You know. Just saying. That's not what BacT did, of course. He could have guessed that, duh. And BacT sees that Slam is in Imperial Age. He knows that even though, right, he didn't get 30 villagers massacred on the gold here. That's technically safe gold. He knows that with Berbers, their time to shine is Castle Age. And if your opponent has way more military, well, not way more, but more military on the field that is now Imperial Age, and you're not going to be able to get there in more, like, until in 2.5 minutes, then, well, it's not looking too good. Oh, that was you guys, was it? Oops. I'm just saying it's pretty smart, but naughty. It wasn't in the rules, so hey, technically it's not against the rules. Anyways, now I'm gonna update the score, and I will update the score in the transition screen too. And man, I mean, between Slam and BacT, I don't think anyone the thought that it was going to be 2-0 for either player, but definitely not for Slam as well, man. So, oh, they did it against you. Well, then naughty them, huh? Naughty. Was that the third place final? Pretty sure it was that one, right? That was a great final. I missed that. You know, secretly, I liked the third place finals better than the finals. I don't think, I don't think that's anything against the teams that played in the finals. It's just, I remember that was just way more fun casting it. The games were more exciting to me. So, it's our secret. Anyways, well, Now the thing is, because this is a restore, then if you look at the statistics, yeah, that doesn't tell us much. Of course, it doesn't tell us much because we only have the last 4 minutes of the game. I didn't think this game was gonna go on long, right? Everyone thought it was GG anyways. That's why my first instinct was to think, oh, he's just gonna type GG in a second and then the game is over. But no, it's because he was dropped. But regardless, it was GG pretty much anyways. Wow, look at that incredible rise in APM. Do you see that? Just 160 actions happening at the start. Wow, crazy. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna update the score here real quick. And okay, I have to switch around the score over on that side as well. Let's do this as fast as we humanly can. Although we don't have to hurry anymore because, well, we can do this at our own pace. Although I'm not sure if Krasina already has provided us with the next game. I'll check the Discord in a second. Let's see, it's BacT, and then we have Slam. Change the scoreboard just for the hell of it, because this set might actually be over after the next game if BacT can't get a win in on Slam. And man, Slam is just slamming BacT basically. Yeah. Well, okay, let me check the Discord while you guys check the draft. Here you go, and you can have a look at that. Let's see, there's a win for Slam and a loss for BacT. Oh boy. And we do have a game 3, so well, we can just look at it for a sec. What do you think? Because we have all the time in the world now, right? Let's see. Like, BacT has tried 2 cavalry civs here, right? Do you think he's gonna go for Chinese the next one? Because it is a really strong civilization to fall back on, and it can counter whatever any of these civs can make, right? I wonder. Or is he gonna go for, say, Malians, try some more cavalry, Teutons, perhaps? Mongols is a tricky pick. I don't think that's a good idea, actually. I don't think so. That's maybe for later. My guess is Chinese. My guess would be Chinese. Because if I feel behind, falling back on a strong civ like Chinese might give you some confidence to continue the set. So we'll see. As for Slam, archer plays have worked out quite well for him. The first one wasn't just archers; it was also knights and as well. Vietnamese, of course, archer civ. So I'm not sure if he's going to continue with Ethiopians or if he's going to go for a knight civ himself in Khmer and Lithuanians. That's not clear to me. I don't know enough about Slam as a player to know his thought process there. So with that said, go to the third game, and let's go. I have the game here. Let's get that in the save game folder. And I'm so glad I don't have to restart my game now. I don't know why that ever was a thing anyways. I'm so happy I don't have to do it anymore. That's so nice. I mean, it was a small nuisance, but it was still just it does destroy the flow of your cast a little bit, you know. It's nice to just be able to pop right back into the next game, and boom. And let's see, back them there. Alrighty, well, what is the next game going to look like? I'm curious, so well, here we go. Oh, right, I don't have to go to multiplayer. Single player it is. Load game. Replays. Game 3. Haha! Yeah! Yay! My prediction skills are getting way better. Guess what civilization BacT went for? It was Mongols. No, I'm just kidding. It was actually Chinese. Yay! Anyways, that's just a small little victory here for me. Whoops. Let's turn on the capture rate as well. Perfect. Let's see, is it slow motion? No. Okay, let's bring you guys in as well. There we go. So welcome to the third game between Slam and BacT. And did they just switch colors on us? Yeah, they did. No, that's not allowed. That's not allowed. There we go. Slam in the red, BacT in the blue. That's how we like it. Get BacT in the blue, you. Anyways, in the red we have Tatars for Slam. I wasn't sure if he was gonna try to go for Tatars or not. Again, I don't know enough about the thought process for a player like Slam, like what Civ he wants to go for after winning 2 games against BacT. He must be feeling pretty good about himself, I can tell you that. As for BacT though, I don't know, like when you're 2-0 behind, like it feels, I think it's good to fall back on a power Civ, like a Civ that you've probably played a whole lot, a Civ that you know is a great Civ on Arabia, is seen as one of the best civilizations on Arabia, that's why it gets banned all the time. If you can get through that early start, and it's gonna be Chinese for BacT, which is that's what I mean, that might not be the reason why he picked it, right? Might not be why, but if I were to play 2 games behind in a best of 5, that is something that I would go for. Now the thing is, it's not looking good for BacT in this set, because when you're at this level, going down by 2 games, the chances of winning 3 games in a row here to come back from this are very slim. Very slim, even for a player of BacT's caliber. You know, it would be the same for Slam. If he was down 2 games against BacT, I wouldn't think that Slam could come back either. You know, it's just that's the level we're at. It's so difficult to sweep your way back there because you just cannot make any mistakes. You have to win. That is a lot of pressure to put on yourself as well. So I don't know, man. I don't know if BacT is going to be able to reverse sweep it. It wouldn't be the first time in history, but it would be a surprise at this point, you know, considering how BacT has played, how Slam has played. Now, of course, I don't know when this was played, right? When this recorded game, which it is, was played. Probably today somewhere, how BacT was feeling then. He might have like had a good night's sleep, and maybe he feels all refreshed today to take on the Canadian player. Who knows? Whatever it is, either way, it's going to be difficult for BacT. And Slam is poised to go to the final 16 and prove himself once more as one of the players that should be in that lineup consistently. You know, I think how much he has been playing lately, you know, how much he's been playing in the last few weeks while a lot of players were playing Age of Empires 4. You know, a player like Slam deserves to be. Let's just say if he wins, it would be a deserved win for him, you know? Honestly, that would be the case for any player that makes it to the round of 32 or 16, whatever you want to call it. But the way that Slam has played so far against BacT, it's not like he got in there with cheating. He got in there by memeing and that kind of stuff. No, Slam played well. That's how he won the first 2 games. But we're only at game 3 still. There's still a lot of possibilities here. BacT still has some tricks up his sleeve, I am sure. So we'll see what he's going to go for. Looks like he got his early Chinese economy working out. Only 25 seconds of idle time. As a result, he's a villager ahead of Slam, plus another villager once Slam researches loom, right? Because as the Chinese player, you will definitely have that researched already. Well, that's because you don't have food at the start of the game. Therefore, you must. That's the only thing you can research. You can't queue a villager or anything like that. So, now what are the Tatars going to do here? Right. While we look at the map, we see a lot of back wood lines. We see a forward gold. We see golds on the other side of those wood lines. Those are not safe golds whatsoever. Neither is this gold. So this is not a fast castle map. This is not like a map we'll just go up, greed. We'll go up with greed, right, and get ourselves some cavalry archers. That's not this map. This is a new Arabia style map. It's not looking too good. But, you know, with the forward barracks here as well. But that's the same for BacT, as you can see. Same 3 wood lines, same little ball of hills around it. It's a gold to the back here. Let's see, where's the other gold? Oh, it's right out here, even more forward than Slam's gold. And also has a forward gold on a hill. So both players have a very aggressive kind of a base. I don't think this is going to go straight to Castle Age. This seems like the kind of map that is going to be highly aggressive, especially as Slam will probably be very anxious maybe to kick BacT out of the tournament as soon as he can, and BacT will be anxious not to, you know, not to let Slam just overwhelm him with military. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was going to be a Land Madness style game. Wouldn't surprise me. But I mean, that wouldn't be the first time that I say, oh, that map is not very wallable, and then they still wall it. With determination, you can wall anything. Now, I don't think BacT is going to do that though. Look, as you can see, small walls on the trees. This tells me he's not going to bother with a wall all around his base. It would be a lot of walling anyways. As for Slam, who is making men-at-arms, by the way, so he's not just going to go straight into archers. It's going to be men-at-arms for him. Not walling either, but he's going to protect himself against aggression. No men-at-arms though for the Chinese player, even though he is on gold. So is that going to be straight archers then? That's risky. Well, at least if he has archers out now, and he's gone up quite quickly, if he gets archers out now, then perhaps as BacT kills Slam Scout and now knows that 4 men-at-arms are making their way through to his base. Of course, the reason why you get 4 is because you have extra food from the hurtables, right? You get extra food from them with the Tatars, so you can make 4 if you want to. You don't have to, but you can. Archers coming out for BacT, and please tell me he's not just going to defend with skirmishes again. That hasn't really gone well the last 2 times. So well, let's hope. Let's hope. Well, it wasn't always skirmishes, but still. In any case, the men-at-arms make their way through BacT's base, and they're at the wood line, and they're like, I see these walls. That's probably the same around BacT's base. So let's just try to break through these palisade walls. BacT, you need to wall this. You need to wall this. Oh, so close. So close. That's 4 men-at-arms. You cannot. That goes down quite quickly. You need 2 villages to repair that, and even then, it barely stays up. It barely stays up. Really close to this. That's some extra wood investment there. Well, okay, that's barely any wood investment there for BacT. It doesn't cost a lot of wood to repair a palisade wall. It's actually one of the best things to repair, I think. You know, because it only costs half the cost of wood to repair it. As the palisade wall fails, and BacT tries to wall behind it, but the men-at-arms do make it in. The archers are here as well, but 1 villager goes down, and again, a nice start here for Slam with some early men-at-arm aggression. Now the archers are here. There is fletching on the way as well. As skirmishers will join the fight in case Slam will make his own archers, which he is making his own archers, of course. Remember, these archers do get thumb ring as soon as the Tatars hit Castle Age, but we're not there quite yet. For now, it's just going to be some farming, and getting some archers out to defend yourself. And remember, Slam's gold is just as bad as BacT's gold, so it's really going to be about micro in the middle. Who's going to win these little engagements, and then who gets to push forward to deny the gold for their opponent. Now, one thing about BacT is that he doesn't have a lot of villagers on gold here. It's actually only 2. That third one should go there as well. Okay, so it's 3 villagers on gold now. That's not enough to keep 1 archer range going for archers. You need 4 on gold at the least, and preferably 5. You know, then it goes smoother. If you want 2 archer ranges, you go for 8 villagers. It's pretty clear. That would be the build order, at least as far as I remember. I think 7 is enough, but the thing is, with the 8th one, you can actually get the Castle Age in time. That's the whole point. As Slam drops a tower on his gold, he knows how important it is to keep gold. You know, he saw what happened to BacT last game. He's like, man, that thing that I was doing to BacT last game, I don't want that to happen to me. You know, so yeah. And the men-at-arms still getting value. Another villager going down for BacT. The village that was bravely putting an outpost up in no man's land to see if Slam was counterattacking. And now she can report to her the rest of her team. Yes, indeed, he was counterattacking. Let's see. Got some yeah, now BacT bringing his archers back to deal with Slam. Okay, Slam wants to go into the back here, but BacT wants to trap this army a little bit. But the army still makes it across the palisade wall. Yeah, that first that one that would have worked, and now this villager is almost gonna pay with his life. And Slam wants the villager, gets the village as well. 3 villagers down for Slam already. Now this is a bigger army. Slam will not be able to deal with this many military over here. But then of course Slam has military at home to protect himself. His gold is safe, his economy is safe, and BacT is down 3 villagers. And remember, Slam is also going to get wheelbarrow, and remember, that was basically the vill lead that Chinese have. As a result, now, Slam, who also had some idle TC time, they both basically have the same amount of villagers, but Slam is getting wheelbarrow right now. That will set him back 3 villagers, but he will have way more efficient economy. As the man-at-arms try to run away a little bit, or I guess Slam at this point doesn't care anymore. You know, it's basically forcing BacT into a bit of micro there, but that's fine. That's fine. At the same time, some Slam archers walking their way to the left side to maybe slam into the palisade wall on that side, but I don't think they're going to be able to break through. Yeah, for now, BacT base is rather safe. You know, it's not like it's not the safest in the world, but if he finishes the wall on the right, I'd say it's a pretty safe base. You know, most of it's walled up. There's only one hole, and it's right next to your TC. Not a place that enemy archers are going to run through, right? In any case, both of them want to get up to the castles now, and Slam is trying to macro his way there, but BacT could do the same thing. Let's see if he's dropping a market anywhere. Doesn't have a market quite yet. I guess he's just going to go up fair and square then. Because if you have this much gold, right? If you have this much gold, like, buying your way up the castle is just not the worst idea. Because Slam, he's trying to do it now. He might think that BacT has already clicked up here, but it's actually Slam that's going to click up first. Boom. He is 4 villagers behind to BacT, but remember, those 4 villagers were the price he had to pay to get wheelbarrow. So. And a bit of idle time because he tried to go up the castle. Yeah, and BacT clicking up right there. Now has 400 gold in the bank, which is pretty good for BacT. It's not actually looking too bad for BacT here. The first counterattack of the game on Slam's base, and Slam has to abandon his awkward wood line in the back of his base. All of which can be ranged by enemy military. As there's also a hole there, which don't let him in, don't let him in. Okay, palisade wall, very nice. That will buy you a little bit of time, enough time to bring your own military by, and then maybe take a fight against this army from BacT. Here we go. Slam kind of has the hill, but BacT now retreating to a hill of his own. Takes the fight. Snipes an archer. Very nice. Archer goes down for BacT as well. Another archer for Slam going down. Both players anxious to kill each other's archers because those are the dangerous units. Slam losing most of them, but saves 1. Sends his skirmishers to deal with the rest of BacT's army here. And BacT is going to run away. Alrighty. Had an archer to reinforce, but I guess he's just going to do something else now. Let's see what BacT is going to do. Is he going to stay with archers? It seems like it. 2 ranges, still producing archers. Probably going to be crossbow for him. What about Slam? 2 ranges. 3 ranges. Not producing archers. You know what that means? That means cavalry archers. That's also why he's not walling a lot. But first, elite skirmishers. Okay. So elite skirmishers first to deal with these. And then it's going to be cavalry archers. Getting his wood upgrade as well. He will need a lot of wood, of course, to afford cavalry archers without the hunt discount. And yeah, hey, this game is not the worst. Not the worst for BacT yet. He's right there with Slam the Castellades. He's 4 villages ahead still. Has a bit more military on the field as well in the form of archers, which will be crossbow, and it's going to take a while. But for Slam to get his cavalry archer numbers up, that's going to take a while. It definitely does. So in that window, BacT can do a lot of damage. And damage he can do. This is exactly what he needs to be doing. A crossbow army around the left side. Slam reacting immediately. Luckily for him, this Chinese player doesn't have ballistics quite yet. Although that is a cheap tag for him to get. And BacT remembered, that palisade wall is cheap. So we're going to break through that. And we're going to go right into Slam's base. And Slam has to abandon that position. Abandon all these wood lines on the left. And has to go to the wood in the south. And that is basically his only safe wood line for now. Sending his cavalry archers forward, but there's no way to get into BacT's base, and BacT is playing it super safe. Super safe against these cavalry archers. Just not a lot of things that you can do here. As BacT is like, yeah, you, and then kills a farm. And now, yeah, look at this. Look at this guy. He's like, why? Why you do that? Well, it's because it costs 60 wood here. Ooh, but this is good for Slam. But catching these archers off guard, got the second armor upgrade right now as well. So these archers cannot fight these skirmishers, so that's probably not a good thing to stay around. Only 3 cavalry archers on the field. I think Slam lost a few at the front against these against crossbows. At least I don't know for sure, but numbers aren't quite there yet. And Slam not adding town centers as well, something that the Chinese player is probably going to do as soon as he has the wood for it. Getting that wood upgrade right now. I can't imagine that BacT is not going to get an economy lead. Like, that seems like the kind of thing that is going to happen to the Chinese player now. And BacT really, the thing with Tatar cavalry archers is that, yes, they do more damage from a hill, yes, they have thumb ring, but they are generic cavalry archers until you get silk armor, right? Until that. This is really smart. This is really smart. You sit in the minimum range of a mangonel. Hey, I'm BacT wherever he goes. Slam is just gonna follow him right there. He will never be able to get a shot in. Oh, Slam. Slam. Okay, gets the mangonel. Nice. Crossbows at the same time kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place now. They're trying to kill villagers on the farms. Might get one vill kill, get a vill kill. So that's a nice vill kill for BacT. Bringing it to 3-2 in the favor of Slam. Yeah, these crossbows are still going to go down now. There's no way that they stay alive after being killed with javelins over here. Boom. Cavalry archer numbers 12. But 15 crossbows on the field for BacT. Oh, but that's going to be a bit less after this one. Although these cavalry archers do not have bloodlines. And it's a big deal as well. Oh, Slam, don't lose your cavalry archers here. You got skirmishers to fight this battle for you. That was kind of a waste of CA. Yeah, he wasn't paying attention to that. He was looking to the left. He was dealing with these crossbows over here. He wasn't looking at this army on the right. Because otherwise he would have pulled back his cavalry archers to preserve numbers. Because now he's still stuck at 8, right? Still stuck at 8. In the meantime, for somehow Slam finding his way into BacT's base, sees now this extra town center being dropped by the Vietnamese player. So he knows now that BacT is thinking about adding some more economy, which is something that Slam should probably do as well. But he doesn't quite have the eco for it. For now, he's kept BacT at home in his base, and Slam still has the score lead, has the military lead as well. But that is still. It's a precarious situation as Scorpions come out as well, which still do quite well against both skirmishers and cavalry archers, hitting a lot of those in succession as this Scorpion is not actually firing because it's a minimum range. The Scorpion from the left is doing work, by the way. It's doing work. Yeah, the HP on these are going to go down and down and down, and at some point you're just going to kill all of them at the same time. As the cavalry archers go down again, and this is the thing with cavalry archers, you gotta mass them. You gotta get to a nice ball of cavalry archers, otherwise they're not really worth much, right? They can raid, yes, in small groups, yes, but you can't, it's not a power unit. You can't take, if there have been knights on the field, for example, you couldn't take fights against that as well. But, however, look how many crossbows BacT has. 6. Not a lot of crossbows either. After all these fights, it's still BacT being pushed off of his gold. He still can't take his gold right now. Oh, BacT. He has saved gold over here, so at least there's that. But the crossbow numbers aren't quite there. He's fighting with skirmishers too, and that's just not great. That is not great. I mean, Slam will be okay with this. Micron is away. Lots of idle time. Lots of villagers not chopping root right now. Getting his cavalry archer numbers up again. There's a lot of wood, so should probably add some farms here and there maybe. Is selling some wood, get some stone out. Now drops town centers. There we go, perfect. 2 town centers. Yeah, see, after this, Slam is like, okay, I'm in a position now that I can make some cavalry archers, and I should drop town centers and add economy behind this as well. And I couldn't agree more. And BacT is switching into knights now. Okay, so he's gonna go for knights, but probably will encounter the same problems that other... well, not switching into knights, but he's making a few knights to kill the remaining skirmishers on the field, because those are still annoying him. They are stopping his crossbows from being as effective as they could normally be. Slam dropping a siege workshop in the middle of the map to maybe start putting some pressure on BacT, to maybe go for some mangonels to snipe the Scorpions, which are hunting cavalry archers in the back of BacT's base. It's still very even, actually, although the score tells you that Slam is in the lead. Slam has one more villager than BacT. Also, remember, Slam has wheelbarrow, BacT does not, so, that also counts for something. It's still worth 3 villagers, still. Military count is very similar. I mean, it's not like Slam has a giant number of cavalry archers yet either. But there's not a lot of crossbows here for the Chinese player as well. So it's not like it's quite even in both departments in this case. It's still an even game, and I keep saying the word even. Yes, it is. Well, but perfectly balanced, as all things should be, huh? That will be a reference to a movie. I mean, for now, backspace is still relatively safe as well, you know? Like, he's house walling behind this, keeping himself ultra safe, will not be able to chop this stone as a result of it, but hey, that's okay. As the cavalry, and also good that he does that, because look who's over here. Look who's over here. He's like, that's nice, that's nice. There's only palisade walls there. Don't tell me there's a hole. Okay, there's no hole. There's no hole, but this skirmisher is going to stop. It's going to stop BacT from walling behind this. If the cavalry archers do get in, BacT realizes this. It's going to retreat into his DC, which will protect his flank for now. Let's see his Slam, how many upgrades he got on his cavalry archers. Got most of them. I'm not sure about Thumb Ring if he got that or not, but he does have most of the. He does have the armor upgrades. He does have the Botkin arrow upgrade, obviously. So these cavalry archers are dangerous. As we now have elite skirmisher coming in from Chinese, and this is the thing with Chinese, right? It is so deceptively easy to just get all your technologies because it's so cheap. It's so cheap. It's ironic. Basically, you can play as a startup player where you get all the technologies in the world that you want, except the start is really difficult, not really for a starting player. But Slam has a problem. He's kind of trapped in the corner. He can't go through this crossbow army, so I guess he's just going to try to trade here. But again, a lot of cavalry archers going down for our Canadian player here. But he's trying to trade as well as he can versus the crossbows, and he's actually getting a lot of kills as well. Remember, these have more attack, more HP, so it takes some more effort to kill them. So yeah, that's why the trade is very even. But one tip next time: maybe don't line up your cavalry archers against scorpions like that, because they were getting a lot of kills that way. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, cavalry archer number still not very high, but. Slam now at 84 villagers, only 67 for BacT. And BacT has lost a whole lot of villagers. 22 villager kills for Slam here as he dodges a shot from the Mangonel, so does BacT. Only 2 kills for BacT. Again, BacT has attacked Slam's base this time around, but hasn't been able to do a whole lot of damage to the base of the Tatar player. Mangonel goes down the front of BacT's base. It's continuously under siege, but the skirmish is getting a bunch of kills here against the cavalry archers. Those numbers have consistently stayed low, but that can't last forever because Slam is getting his economy up, man. He's definitely getting his eco up. 90 to 70 villagers as now Scorpions go down against the Mangonels. This is the weakness of Scorpions as well. They die so easily to Mangonels, and that is also that one weakness for cavalry archers, which is Scorpions, now gone. As BacT makes a knight to try to kill this, but the knight has no armor whatsoever and goes down to the cavalry archers. Really good stuff. It's kind of nice, the luxury that we have to just sit here and, ooh, nice shot there from BacT, but also a nice shot and reaction from Slam. And luckily, because this Mangonel got, well, deleted by BacT, it actually did full damage to this Mangonel, which was uphill, therefore it died. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have the luxury not to have to look over here as well, because the player's probably doing this, right? Like, boop, 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 right? Like, we don't want to do that. That's disorienting. So sometimes it's nice just to have a nice, calm overview while men and horses are dying beneath our eyes. In front of our eyes. They're kind of beneath us, right? We're that bird's eye perspective. Now BacT going for a counterattack again, but that's a castle going up in the front of Slam's base, and I don't think that, again, the third game in a row that I think BacT is trying to do some damage with skirmishers. Or was it the first game? I don't remember if he did that in the first game or not, but the second game for sure, right? The second and the third game, trying to do some damage with mostly skirmishers. It's just not a recipe for a lot of success. Snipe some villagers, snipe the cavalry archer, but the castle cannot be denied. The Mangonel's going to push this away, and BacT is just going to get pushed more and more in his base. And worse still, those skirmishers are now not in his own base to deal with the ball of cavalry archers that has made it there. Imperial Age coming in for BacT, for Slam as well. He's gonna get some Kashyyyks out. I love it. I love it. Why not, right? Why not? You get gold for killing units. You can kill skirmishers. It's perfect. Why not? Now, I wonder if Silk Armor is the Castle Age tech, so I think he should technically be able to get that on his Cavalry Archers, which will make him way more tanky, way stronger against enemy units as well. As, yeah, I mean, BacT doesn't quite have the economy to go up to Imperial Age right now. He's taking a lot of damage, 33 villager kills. I mean, it's, imagine, right? Just do the math there, 33 times 50, right? That's, oh boy. How many times do I have to tell myself, never do math on stream, it never goes well for you. Okay, we got this, It's 100 and blah, 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 blah. Okay, I don't got this. Damn it! I can't do it, I'm too tired. I can't do it. Someone else pull up a calculator. I'm just saying, it's a shit ton of food, and you could have gone at the imp with that. And BacT calls to GG! He calls to GG, says, good luck next, smiley face, and Slam goes on to the next round after basically destroying BacT in an epic set, but still, it's just like BacT wasn't able to get any damage on Slam. It's... yeah, like the last 3 sets, including this one, has been very dominating by one player. Except this time around, it wasn't this top-seeded player that did the domination. It was actually the player that had to go through the qualifiers to make it to the main event. And Slam has made it there, and I think he's going to establish himself for here on out as one of the top 16 players as well. Someone who's supposed to be there, maybe someone that should get invited for a big event like this. You know, I'm not saying that they did wrong by not inviting Slam, but he's proving that he is worthy of being invited by making it to the final 16, right? Wow, what a performance though. Like, just such great play, you know. Never took a lot of damage. It seems like he was always in control of what was going on the map, and is back on 2 days in a row. Basically, just didn't have his day. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the preparation was like for BacT. I haven't really seen him play a lot either, because he plays around he doesn't play around my time zone, right? So I don't get to see a lot of BacT games. So I don't know. I get to see a lot of Slam games because, well, that is around my time zone, and I know he plays well. It's just, yeah, it was just really well done. So let's just update the scoreboard right there, and yeah, 3-0 for BacT, and who would have thought that? I mean, did I think that BacT could lose to Slam? Yes. Did I think Slam could beat BacT? Yes. Did I think it was going to be 3-0? No. Not with these players being so good as they are. I thought it was going to be at least 3-1 or at least 3-2, right? For either side. Whichever side you favor there. But, I mean, the way that BacT was playing compared to Slam, yeah, Slam deservedly won here. He did. And it just happens sometimes for BacT, but in any case, we will not be seeing BacT in the main event for King of the Desert then. It's a heartbreaker nevertheless. I mean, I'm sad to see him go, of course, because he is usually in the top 16 of events like that. But it was going to be a heartbreaker either way, because it would have been sad to see Slam go either. You know, now that he is starting to break into the top of the top. Yeah, well, let's look at the statistics here in the middle bit as well. I mean, honestly, like, the KD is not going to be pretty for either side, although much prettier for Slam. Look at that. That is going to be a lot of villager kills as well. I think the fights were quite even, with a lot of Cavalry Archers going down, but Cavalry Archers have one advantage over Skirmishers. They can kill villagers, and that is about the difference you see here. Lots of vill kills for Slam, and that's probably what set him apart from BacT. It is also what forced BacT, who gathered a similar amount of food to Slam. I mean, still less, right? About 2,000 less. But lots of that food that BacT did gather had to be put into rebooming, getting his vill count up again, and that is expensive, and it definitely means you can't go to imp. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Just really well played by Slam. He's way ahead of BacT. Even in the middle, like in the middle, early castle age, it didn't look bad for BacT whatsoever. But Slam countered that perfectly. He really did. Countered it perfectly. You took opportunities, defended properly, and made sure that BacT couldn't really do a lot of damage to him. And that's really what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. There was even a middle part where BacT was doing a whole lot. This was probably the moment where BacT was kind of winning. Probably. But yeah. GG. And after 9 hours and 40 minutes, I think I'm gonna call it quits here. Jesus Christ, I'm just gonna do a 12-hour stream for free here for you guys. Normally, I should ask at least like 20 subs or something. You know, I need to have a sub goal for 20 subs, and then I'll do a 12-hour stream like most casters or streams do it. I'm just doing it for free here. Aren't you guys lucky? Nah, I'm happy to do it, obviously. Let's see if there's anyone else. At the first, blah, 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 blah. No, that's all that there's to say. So, now, what's the plan from now on? So tomorrow, there's of course no King of the Desert. I will probably cast. I think I'm going to start streaming a little bit later because it was so long this weekend. I want to have a little bit of a breather in the morning, obviously. So I'll probably start around 2 maybe in the afternoon, and it will be a shorter stream. I will probably just be casting mid-elo a few games. If you have interesting games that you'd like to be like the world to see, then be sure to send it to me on the Discord. There is a place to submit your games if you dare. I will be happy to cast them, of course. And give your wife some attention. Oh yeah, that too. Right, I have a wife. Thanks, little bro. Oh my god. Well, don't tell her. Don't tell her. It's all right. And then maybe, you know, I will play some games myself, and then we'll see. Of course, next week there will be more King of the Desert starting on Thursday, but I won't be casting on Thursday because it is Thanksgiving, so I will be here spending time with my family and wife. So, you know, yeah. There you go. There you go. See, it's not like I never see her. What's her name again? I am joking. I am joking. Better that she doesn't hear this. Nobody tell her, okay? Lol. Is it Will? Yes, that is her name. Exactly. Lol. Very funny. There's actually, like, you know, there's actually someone in the family named Will as well on this side, so, you know, I remembered. Lol. But yeah, in any case, I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you anyone who was here today, and especially thank you because I know there is way bigger streams that you could be watching. You know, like the official point of view for Mem or T90 Dave, you know, the big casters. I really appreciate that anyone who stopped by just to say hi or just have a little chat with me. You know, I really appreciate that. You have no idea. You know, it means a lot to me as well. So chapeau for you. And I will be back next week, of course. So thank you for watching, and see you later, little bro, as well. Yeah. So I'll be signing off now because I'd be tired. You're welcome, little bro. Say hi to mom and dad for me. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna send a small raid here to the Legion of Loom because I like to stream. If you don't mind, so let me. How do I do that easily? Damn it! I'm supposed to know this. Hang on, we got this. We got this. Go to the stream manager. And then we raid a channel, and then we can click channels I follow, and then we can say start a raid, and then you guys can say let's go. Yeah, and then just say hi for me or something like that. That'd be nice. Alright, are we ready to raid? Are we ready to raid? Perfect, let's raid!